In our last lesson in this unit, Chapter 7, we're going to talk about glide reflections. Remember that phrase, glide reflection. So a glide reflection is what we see currently here on the page. And I notice that this glide reflection starts out with a quadrilateral. So here's my quadrilateral that I notice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tessellate that quadrilateral. So you'll see that that quadrilateral is repeated here, here, and here. And that it in fact does tessellate the plane. And what they want to show you is what you can do when you look in the left-hand side of this picture, the tessellation of the birds actually uses this grid of squares, but I would actually say that it's quadrilaterals. And what you can do is something called a glide reflected parallelogram. And so you can do either birds or fish, actually, with this particular model, depending on how you look at it. And you'll see certain pieces are taken out and put in other spots so that the new figure will also tessellate. So as I look at my original quadrilateral, what you'll notice is that in the final figure, down below on the right-hand side, we can still see how it was based on this parallelogram that they talk about, and that certain pieces have been cut out and put into different places. So, for example, the piece down here was put here, and the piece that was cut out over here was put over here. And because of the way that they do that, which is called a glide reflection, we can also tessellate the plane. And the big thing I wanted you to know off of this thing here is that with our figures that we already know tessellate the plane, like quadrilaterals or triangles, we can make alterations either through translations or rotations, and now you see glide reflection, that will create other figures that will also tessellate the plane. The big thing is remember this phrase, glide reflection. That will show up later on one of your assessments, I'm sure.